Lesson 15.15, identify a triangle from its coordinates. It says find the desired slopes and lengths, then we're going to fill in the words that characterize the triangle. So you don't want to just assume by looking at it. We need to actually go through and find the slope of each side and the length of each side. First, they want us to find the slope of U to V, and I think I'm going to make my slope triangles be on the outside every time just so it's less confusing. But I need to know the rise or the vertical change to the horizontal. So let's go, I'll go V to U. I know I'm working backwards. Normally I don't do that. But let's go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this goes left 1. So that would be a 5 over -1, which is -5. Normally I would go U to V. I'd go down 5, right 1. That's still a slope of -5. Let's go ahead and find the length of UV. So this is the hypotenuse really, and we created a right triangle. So this allows us to do distance formula. We would have -1 squared plus 5 squared equaling our hypotenuse squared. -1 squared is 1 plus 25 would be 26. And we want to square root that, and we'll just call it the square root of 26. You don't have to have a decimal there because it doesn't say what to round to. Let's do VW now. Again, I'm going to work on the outside, but this time I can go this way. And so my vertical change, it looks like if I go V to W, I am going, so that's a -2, and then that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would have a -2, let's see, and then that's really going left 10. It's kind of hard to do that, and it's really going up to right 10. It's positive slope. So -2 over -10 would be really 1/5. It's going up 1, right 5, up 1, right 5. But again, this allows us to find this distance because we've created a right triangle. It would be -2 squared plus -10 squared equals c squared. That would be 4 plus 100, which is 104. And then you'll have to square root that. Okay, and then last is W to U. I can actually go up this time first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it just seemed like a weird slope. 7/9 slope, and then that allows me to find the distance of the side of the triangle. That'd be 7 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. I'm just going to go ahead and do that on my calculator. That'd be 130. And so the square root of that is just square root of 130. I am going to know what kind of triangle this is because these two legs here, if I look at the slopes of these two, -5 and +1/5, those are negative reciprocals. So I know it's a right triangle. Isosceles would be if I have 2 of the 3 side lengths the same, or a scalene is when all 3 sides are different lengths. So all of these are different square root numbers. That means they're all different. So this would be a scalene right triangle. So those are not too bad on a picture, but what if we have one that's not a picture? We're going to have to do a little bit more work. And so we would start with LM, and we would want to find the slope, and we would do our slope formula. So I would do -9 plus 7 over -1 minus 4. That would be -2 over -5, which is 2/5. I think I'm going to go ahead and do all slopes first. Okay, slope of MN would be -4 plus 9 over -3 plus 1 which is 5 over negative 2, so that's negative 5 halves. That right there shows me those are negative reciprocals, so I know I should have a right triangle. And then the last one is L and N. So I'll have negative 4 plus 7 over negative 3 minus 4. That would be 3 over negative 7, or negative 3/7. Okay, then finding the length. I want you to think about what we did in this picture. Every time I did the slopes, which were a vertical change over horizontal, that created the two legs of a right triangle. Then from there, I'm just doing Pythagorean theorem. So the nice thing about this is that I already have the legs of my triangles in my slope fraction. And so I would have my negative 2 squared plus negative 5 squared, and I'm trying to find the hypotenuse. That would be 4 plus 25, which would be 29. It would be the square root of 29. On the next one, I would have, these are my legs. So I would have 5 squared plus negative 2 squared equals c squared. That's the exact same thing here. The positive and negative don't really matter because squaring a negative makes it positive anyway. So that would be 25 plus 4, or 29. It would be the square root of 29. So I see that this time, not only is it a right triangle, it should be isosceles. And then here, if I've got 3 squared plus negative 7 squared, that would be 9 plus 49. That would be 58, square root of 58, which really we don't care about that. But for the sake of the problem, we have to have a value there. So we said this is an isosceles because of the negative reciprocal slopes and that the two sides are the same length. So isosceles, right.